What's good, everybody? My name is Gentleman Jugg.
And I'm Sun.
And welcome back to another Jugg and Son doing WWE. How you doing this week now, boy?
I'm Usi.
Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, do all the things all the other YouTubers tell you to do. Son, I need you to take me to Raw.
So we start off with CM Punk. I was about to say CM the Punk. But I guess that's true. Since and he's here and he's just talking about, like, you guys see what I did at Money in the Bank? He's like, Drew got suspended, and he's like, I want to, he said, Adam Pearce, unsuspend him so I can beat him up in the parking lot. And then he gets interrupted by Seth, and Seth is, Seth, like Drew, is right. He comes out and he's like, you literally make everything about you, and you screwed up my title match. And he's like, I hated you before, but now I'm coming for you. He's like, you don't have to worry about Drew, you got to worry about me too.
Yeah, which, adding Seth to the mix to me is great because
it makes sense. I mean, CM Punk looks like the ultimate heel here because everybody's mad at him.
I mean, he looks like the ultimate face, but he's doing something that's a very heel thing to have done, and in my honest opinion, Drew McIntyre has been right. What turned out to be just people just talking all of a sudden turned into somebody ruining somebody else's WrestleMania moment.
And then hometown moment.
And then their hometown moment.
And then their Money in the Bank.
Their Money in the Bank match. That's what they did.
And then for Seth, it's ruining his title match, his rematch.
And CM Punk, you have done something. You've turned over a stone that has never been turned over before.
As funny as during his promo, he kept saying, consequences for your actions, Drew, consequences, and then says, consequences, Punk.
There's going to be some consequences for CM Punk. I don't know if it's going to come via Drew or Seth, but I know that these three are going to mix it up.
What they should do is they got to do the garage scene again.
Seth and Drew should team up because CM Punk has now screwed over two of them.
It's like they got to have the garage scene on Raw where they open the garage and it's Seth and Drew and they both carry him. Yeah, so that's it. I guess I can't wait to see where this goes. This is I don't know. Could you call it like a triple feud now? Where it's like Seth, Punk, and Drew are the feuds of the year.
I don't know. We'll have to see where this goes with Seth in the mix.
Could be like its own separate feud, but still connected.
Yeah.
So then we have Jey Uso versus Chad Gable. None of them won at Money in the Bank, so now so one of them has to win on Raw. And I guess the while they're doing this, the lights go out and we get the Sister Abigail thing and then the Fox stuff. And Jay's like, oh no, all the lights are going out. He's like, yeet, and then he runs away. And then the Chad, he's running away from the fog and the smoke. And then one thing that made me laugh as a fan was like, Chad, look out behind you, and he falls backwards. And then he runs away. I'm like, all right. And then Cole's like, oh my gosh, Pat, where are you? And then they put a tape in front of him. He's like, we have another tape. We're gonna go put this in the tape machine in the back, and we'll come back.
Let me say something about these tapes. I don't hate the idea of the tapes, but now we've seen 3 of them, and nothing has happened. I understand that Chad Gable got killed in the back. I get that.
And then came back a week later.
But nothing has happened. Not a single one of the Wyatt family has attacked anybody, done anything, walked anywhere except for Sister Abigail. Now, the tapes are fine. You did 3 of them. It was the event of June. Move on.
I don't know. I didn't like this third tape. I don't know. Each tape.
I don't need to see this anymore. I don't hate the tapes, but I don't need to see them no more. That's it.
I hate them. So this one's pretty bad for me. So now it's just, I guess, Bo has become fully Uncle Howdy. I guess that's what we're going with.
He gets to walk around as Bo, or he gets to walk around as Uncle Howdy.
And then he just switches between both, and they showed off Dexter Loomis and a bunch of the others, and he's got dreads now in the thing. And then I guess Bo is like, are we sick? And Uncle Howdy's like, yeah, you are sick. And then he's like, then sick will be. I'm like, okay. All right,
it really feels like it was written by an edgy 13-year-old.
I mean, I guess they're sick, I guess they're sick. I don't know.
Look, we just need to see what they physically do. I'm done with the videos. I'm honest with you. I don't care about another video.
I don't want to see Michael Cole be like, okay, we got another tape. Let's get our VHS tape machine that we have in the back for
But
this.
you did it 3 times. It's over. Do something else.
Like, see, I like The Fiend, but I don't like this stuff. Like, The Fiend, because The Fiend attacked people and did feuds.
Well, The Fiend did feuds. Bray just talked to us.
Yeah, but he did.
But Bray did goofy shit like this. Don't get it twisted. He did do it.
I don't know, but I mean, it is the same, but for some reason I like that and I don't like this. It's like I like all that goofy stuff The Fiend did, but I don't like this. I could even take him being lit on fire, but for some reason, this just isn't for me.
Okay. Well, we'll see where it goes. Like I said, I don't need to see this again.
And then I guess we got more Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan stuff, and Damian Priest keeps walking in at the wrong time.
Yeah, well,
I mean, is it me or like for Damian Priest's title reign? I don't know.
his title reign has been basically him putting out fires in his fucking group, and
he's always just coming back. He's like, "What's going on back here, Dom? What's happening, Finn?"
it's like I remember when they all said when Rhea was champion that nobody's in charge, and now
Damian's like, "I'm in charge."
Yeah, he just like, I'm the world champion, so I'm in charge. But I'm like, but when Rhea was world champion, she wasn't in charge. Even though she did do a lot of things to make it seem like she was in charge, she wasn't really in charge.
It seemed more like a team effort. And
yeah.
then she was just kind of guiding a little bit here and there.
It is what it is.
So
Now that I see Rhea's back, though, I totally don't understand now why she didn't get to hold the belt for the few months that like Seth Rollins did when he was hurt.
I mean, yeah, she returned here. I guess she and then Liv Morgan ran away this time, and Dom was like, "Oh no, I messed up."
Yeah, and because the show was going off the air for whatever reason, they only had like 5 seconds until the show ended, so they decided to pull Rhea Ripley out. That should have been like a next Monday thing. A 3-hour show can't find the time to fit Rhea Ripley in. I don't get that.
Like their biggest women's superstar.
Ridiculous. And when she comes out, she doesn't go and attack Liv Morgan, the person who put her on the shelf.
She just goes to,
Dominic, you promised. I don't, no.
It's like, maybe you could have cut off.
Correct this on Monday.
You could have just, cut out the tag team match we've seen every week with Awesome Truth and Judgment Day to make some time for Rhea Ripley.
Correct this, y'all. This is just wrong. Rhea Ripley deserves way more than what she's getting right now.
And I guess what else happened on Raw? I mean, we just saw Gunther with his PowerPoint presentation. I mean, I like it.
It's fine, whatever. I don't care.
And then I just
what is he gonna tell us how much more awesome he is? It's the same thing he says every single time. He doesn't need to talk anymore. He can just get to fighting.
He needs to win the belt.
Damian Priest who needs to freaking hype himself up.
He hasn't even talked about Gunther on this.
Not
Raw.
even a bit. And SummerSlam is like 3 weeks away.
I'm like, you're not worried about that monster? I'm like, he's taking that belt.
He is probably gonna take that belt.
If Damian Priest wins, I'll be like, what are we doing? It's like, do not Braun Breaker this.
I'm not seeing it with Damian Priest. I still haven't seen it. He does not feel like a world champion. And the person who's never been world champion feels like a world champion and doesn't even have the belt.
And he's only held the mid-card title on the main roster.
He made that belt feel more important. And for me, I mean, just me, Sami Zayn is bringing it down.
Yeah. And
that's just how it feels to me.
I just want to see Braun Breaker just break him in half. And he kind of did.
Yeah, well.
And he took down Ilja as well. I mean, it's funny is that Ilja, for me, they keep hyping up like, he beat Gunther,
But I don't care.
And it's like,
I don't care. He hasn't held the belt since he's been on the main roster, so they can shut up with that.
And he lost to everybody. He lost to Jay. He had a hard time fighting Ricochet, and then he got just killed by Braun Breaker.
Yeah, so miss me with all that. I don't care.
I mean, that's all I had for Raw.
Take me to SmackDown, son.
So we start off with, I guess, we got Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax and Bayley.
I feel like I owe her an apology, but I'm not going to apologize. The women's Money in the Bank, just for whatever reason, didn't appeal to me. Normally it does, and I watch every single one of them, and this one was no different, but just didn't get me. It's like you and the Wyatt Six just didn't get you. and this one didn't get me. I'm glad she won. I think she's highly talented. I think she could be on Rhea Ripley level if they let her.
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe we have to just let her wait till she has the belt, I guess.
I don't think she's going to get it from Nia Jax. Because I think Nia Jax is going to beat Bayley.
And then I guess whoever beats Nia is who Tiffany will get. Or she'll go grab someone else. I'm like, just don't go to NXT and cash in on the NXT Women's Championship. Don't do that.
I hope she doesn't do that. Just take the SmackDown Women's Championship and be happy about it if you can get it. But the way that they framed it, they made it seem like she's going to be the first woman to not be successful, because the women's championship is for Money in the Bank is been 100% changed.
Yeah, so I guess
it's got a 100% rating. If you get that briefcase as a woman, you are going to be the champion as of now. And I just feel like they said that to where so that she won't get it.
It's like Father Rage's like, this year, let's just throw away all the briefcases.
Yeah, well, I don't want briefcases at all for the whole year.
I'm like, okay, so then maybe just don't have the pay-per-view. You don't have to make it a yearly thing.
I think it probably was already in the books, so that's why they had to do it.
Well, then I guess we'll just throw this one away too, I guess. Then we got, another solo video. I mean, I like these more than the Wyatt Six stuff, even though there's some problems here.
It's the same thing he said as he did in the last one, just like the Wyatt Six stuff. It's the same thing that they said in the last one. It's meant to hype us up. I'm not hyped, so,
Although, I think, unlike the Wyatt Six stuff, this one just makes me mad. Because that...
Mad?
Well, because, the way Solo's like, Roman... This time he's like, Roman lost the title because he went soft. I'm like, 4 years as champion. He was soft.
3.5, 4, whatever.
And I'm like,
months.
It's like, you had a losing streak. Were you soft? And, you said he lost the tag titles. And I'm
He had a losing streak hard.
And he's like... And he's like, we could have gotten those tag titles back if I was in charge. And I'm like, but Roman picked you to win the tag titles from Sami and Kevin, and you got pinned. So you were the one who's soft.
If you were hard, then you probably would have won the tag titles.
Yeah.
But, whatever. We're not going to talk about all the failures you've had over the last couple years, Solo. We're just going to talk about the failures that we're
going to talk about how Roman lost
Roman lost. And if Roman wants to get it, then he can get it at whatever the hell. But right now, it's time for him and Cody. I don't think he's going to win that belt. But what I did learn about this new bloodline is that Jacob Fatu is even more awesome than I thought he was.
Because, we had this DIY tag match. I mean, look, they won, okay? But that's not what's important.
That's not important at all. Get that off my screen.
What's important is that Jacob just comes out, no music. He just attacks. He destroys the tag champions and their challengers all by himself. And he's doing these moves where, he's just jumping up to the top rope, doing all these. He's doing, Jeff Hardy flips and stuff. And he's, just killing them.
Now, I don't hate any of this. I understand that his character is built to no sell. I also understand that these two tag teams were already exhausted by the time Jacob Fatu came out.
I mean, look.
That being said, they still made him look way more awesome than they had any right to. And now I know that Jacob Fatu is going to be a far bigger contender in WWE.
I mean, he made the tag team champions look like a bunch of jobbers, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, the challengers and the champions look like a bunch of jobbers.
When Jacob shows up.
You better watch out, tag team division. Jacob is coming.
I mean, if he can do this to the tag team champions, what's to say you can't just beat them and win hold the belts?
Just hold the belts.
Because who's gonna beat him? It's he's undefeated so far.
Well, he hasn't really had a match, has he?
He had the one match at Money in the Bank. He still hasn't been pinned yet. So then after he kills the tag champions and the challengers, then Solo comes out with two guys. And then they do their promo where they talk about Cody and Roman, and he's like, Roman Reigns will acknowledge me, Cody Rhodes will acknowledge me. And then Cody shows up, and he gets in the ring surrounded by all the bloodline, and he's like, yeah, we're you pinned me at Money in the Bank, so I guess we have to fight at SummerSlam. It's official now.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. And then he's like, I was told not to do this today, but we're going to do this right now. So he sees Jacob. He saw what Jacob just did. And then he knows what Solo can do. And he knows the Tongos are kind of crazy. And he's like, yeah, I can beat all of them. And he He way
And
can't.
he flat out doesn't beat all of them.
It's funny is that Jacob took him down with like one hit. He was like, that was it.
Well, that's who they want to build up. It's like Vince with Roman Reigns. They just got to build Roman Reigns up to be the strongest. Now, what I hope Triple H doesn't do is shove Jacob down our throats like Vince did Roman, where people hate him, because I think he's great right now. I think he's doing fantastic work right now, and I think that he needs to keep doing that and looking like a beast, looking like the Samoan werewolf.
Looking like the Jacob.
Looking like a Jacob. Okay.
He earned that name.
Yeah. I mean, it already was his name, but now he earned it.
It's like one shot in the WWE champion. He's doing more damage to him than Solo can.
Guess so.
And then Randy comes out to come save him, because earlier him and Cody were talking about how Randy's always got his back, and he's like, even when the Bloodline stuff's over, people are coming for that title, but I'll still have your back.
And I'm probably gonna have your back for that title.
But for now, he's not turning on Cody right now. He's helping him, and he gets destroyed by Jacob. And
I bet that turn for Randy happens around SummerSlam. I'm sorry, not Summer. Survivor Series.
Yeah. So they what is it? I guess they tie up Cody and make Cody watch as they put Randy through, as Jacob puts Randy through a table, and then Cody's like, "No, take me." And then Soul's like, "Shut up." and then he just hits him with his thumb. It's called
Samoan Spike.
Yeah, but I say his thumb. And yeah, then
you make it seem like he's just coming at him like, like thumbs up ways.
Maybe. But then they leave, and then Randy is just he milks it too. On YouTube they show him like really milking this one,
taking like 45 minutes to get off the table into the back. Now look, I understand that they've had plenty of characters go through those tables. I recall they had freaking Lana go through like a dozen tables or something. Okay, and she didn't sit there and freaking walk around like like she was about to die.
But he milked. He went and then Cody's like trying to help him, and he's like, "Oh, my back's the one that hurts, but I can't stand on my feet either."
Yeah, my back is killing me, but well, I mean, I will say this, like the back is like most of your body, so when it hurts, you really can't move. But he was giving off like vibes of how the injury was that weren't consistent with the legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then Cody, the funny thing is that he took so long to get up. They were still playing Solo's music, and then they started playing Cody's music, and like
Cody, you failed here.
The crowd's doing whoa, like while Randy's just dying. I mean, I know what they were trying to do, but it looked kind of funny.
Well, that's all I got about wrestling. What about you, son?
Yeah, that's all that was important on SmackDown. You just skip the rest, okay?
Yeah, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, do all the things all the other YouTubers tell you to do. Check us out on Twitter, check us out on the X, check us out on Instagram. And the next one will be available
when it's ready.